Hi guys, so last year I completed the coast to coast and I received a lot of comments asking about the gear I took with me. So here's a quick video where I shall run through everything I took, what worked, what didn't, and at the end I'll throw in some tips and advice. Right, let's kick off with the worn clothing. So shoes wise, trail runners, Ultra Timp 2s these were. Didn't take boots. I don't wear boots, they're too heavy. These are nice and nimble, dry fast. No problems with there, love them. Socks wise, Injinji little toe socks. Nice and short, dry fast, keep me blister free. Always wear them. Decathlon sunglasses, cheap and cheerful, done the trick. Decathlon hat as well. I wore a Rab Pulse sun hoodie every day, wore this, washed it twice, keeps the sun off of you, dries fast, synthetic, still smells good. And shorts, I've had these for years, these are just Nike shorts, come with a little liner inside. I didn't wear any underwear. I rocked a bum bag. Dead handy this was. My shorts didn't have pockets, so quite useful really, just to be able to just grab everything on the go. What have we got in here? Spare battery for my GoPro Osmo Action thing. Plug. USB-C 3-foot lead. A 10,000 milliamp Anker power bank. Oh, and just talking about plugs and power banks, just make sure you've got the fast charge ones, because some of them will take 8 hours to recharge your power bank. That's no good. You want the fast charge ones, I think they're 20 watts. Jobs are good. And I took a radio. Signal was a bit intermittent, to be honest, and some headphones. Yeah, that's okay. This is quite handy, little multi-tool, about 25 grams, tweezers, scissors, knife, toothpick, headlamp, Nightcore NU20 I think this one is. I've done the mod, everyone does, took the thick headband off and just put some little shock cord on. A couple of these, get a good night's sleep. A little bit of cash I took. And then some little connectors, just so I've got the old USB-C and da-de-da. And that was everything I kept in there. But that was dead handy. I kept the snacks in there as well during the day, so always rock a bum bag. Moving on to the pack I took, which was the AtomPacks 40 litre. More than enough. 1 litre bottle of water. On the other side I had my tent poles attached. My sleeping pad was always on the back here. Could pull it off, use it as a seat during the day. I'll come back to that later when we talk about the sleeping system. Had my map I took with me. Just nice to have a little read of that. Look ahead, what's to come when you're having a rest. Water filter, I took the Sawyer Squeeze, barely used it to be honest, a couple of times in the lakes, that was about it. Poop kit, so trowel, tissue, wet wipes, hand sanitizer. What else do I keep on the outside? Tent stakes. I took always take these, MSR groundhogs. Really strong, light, waterproofs. Only had 1 day of rain in the North Yorkshire moors, so it saw more use really in the early mornings when it's still a bit nippy, just over my sun hoodie. Waterproof bottoms, again, early morning when it was cold, I tend to wear these. And that is everything I kept on. Oh, no, it's not. A buff. Always rock a buff. You can use it as an eye mask, face mask, beanie, towel. Into the pack we go. Right. Now normally I always keep right at the top my tent. The tent I took was the Trekkertent Stealth one. Dead light. I think this one's about 580 grams. £200, handmade in Scotland. Very long lead time, so if you want one, order it months in advance because it takes a while to make them, but they're class. Very, very nice. Not much space in this tent, but it's ideal for long summer days really, where you just want to whack your tent up at the end of the day and pass out. So nice. Next in my bag would be the I'd keep my food bag, so if I stopped off somewhere, load of food, and then inside that I would have my toiletries and medicine. So let's just go through this. Smidge, I would decanter into a smaller dispenser. That was handy, did need that. Bamboo toothbrush, nice and light. Vaseline, lips, chafing, toes. Suntan lotion, again decanted into something smaller. Mini toothpaste. Travel size deodorant. Painkillers and blister plasters I would keep in there. Oh, and some of those Imodium things as well, just in case. Right, next is stuffed up against the back of the pack. I would have my secondary sleeping mat. This is some EVA 3mm thick sleeping pad. This one is about as such long, and together with the other mat was just about comfortable enough at the end of the day. Yeah, not the most comfortable, but dead light. Combined they're about 220 grams, because again there's 6 panels on that. I think it comes with 12 or 14, but just to be a gram weenie, cut a bit off it. Spare clothes, not many. Spare pair of socks, again, Injinjis. So I'd wash one, dry, wear the other. 2 pairs was enough. And then I had a fleece, just for when I got to camp, throw this on, or in the morning. And I wore it when I washed my sun hoodie, so that was handy. That was it for spare clothing. Didn't take a down jacket. I don't think you need one really in midsummer, May to end of August, September. Take a fleece, rain jacket, should be plenty. What's next is my sleeping quilt. So this is a summer weight one. Comfort rating of about 8 degrees. Served me well, very light. And my pillow, Sea to Summit, something rather. It worked, didn't fail. That is everything. To keep things dry, I didn't take a pack cover because this is waterproof material, but as a insurance, little plastic bag basically as a liner. I keep my sleeping bag dry. It did work on that day in the moors. Just stuff everything into there, give it a twist, and when I got out of the rain, opened up my bag, it was all dry inside. So you may have noticed I had no trekking poles. To be honest, I don't think you need them on the coast to coast, unless you've got a really heavy pack and you need it for the knee support or something. The trail was very easy, so I didn't take trekking poles. The tent does use them, but you can purchase carbon poles on the internet, so they're lighter. So I took those instead. And controversial one, but I did not take a stove. I looked ahead. plotted on the map and the app I use, and I discovered that there was enough shops, cafes, restaurants, pubs along the way where I could grab food and drink as I went. So that saved me carrying a stove, gas, all that cooking equipment, and carrying the food for the whole way. So I'd say don't take a stove, but it's your call. Okay, let's finish off with some tips and advice. Before I went, I sprayed all my clothes and my bag and my tent with this anti-mosquito spray from Amazon. Just spray it all over your clothes and everything before you go. And I didn't get too much bother from the mozzies and the midges. The second tip would be really around saving weight to make your journey more enjoyable. It's not so much about copying the gear I took, but maybe weigh everything you've got, make a list. I use a website called Lighterpack. I'll throw in the link to my list. And it's really good because you can get all geeky, see exactly what you're taking, weigh it all out, and just keep going through it. Do I really need this? You know, sometimes it's less is more. So what you don't bring, where you can save the weight. There's loads of places along the way where you can, you know, buy things or send yourself a parcel up ahead if something does break. But yeah, just take less, travel faster, stay injury free, and I think that's the way to go. Navigation wise, pretty straightforward really. I'd say the paths are very clear, very easy. You shouldn't really have too much of a problem. I use the app Maps.me, absolutely fantastic. It's free, you can download it for offline use. So put your phone in flight mode, you've got all the detail on there. You can plot your route, you can bookmark where there's resupply points. Fantastic, always use Maps.me. In terms of route variations, once you leave Keld, you've got the option to go high and visit the old sort of mining bits and pieces, or you can go low to reef. And I went low, and I'd suggest you do as well, because you go through Swaledale, it's absolutely beautiful. So from Keld, I'd say go low, lovely. Accommodation wise, I wild camped most of the way, and there's ample opportunity to do that. But there's a couple of recommendations. I would say the Crown Inn at Shap, I'd definitely recommend you stay there. Lovely landlady Sharon, she washed my clothes. That was the end of day 3 for me. And it's about a third of the way. So if you make it to Shap and you're still good to go, you're probably going to make it the whole way. The Crown Inn was brilliant. She done me a lovely breakfast, like I say, washed my clothes. You can camp in their garden, and they've got sleeping pods as well. But book ahead, but you should have no problem getting in there. And then the second place I'd recommend you stop off is Danby Wisk, the White Swan. You can camp in the garden. They've got rooms there as well. Book ahead. I'd say of all of the establishments along the way, that is the one that is the most reliant on coast-to-coast walkers. And it would be a great miss if it was to shut down. So definitely stop there. It's a bit quirky. It's a good experience, and the food was absolutely fantastic in the evening, and it was a good atmosphere because it was just, the pub was full of people doing the coast to coast. Best section on the coast to coast? Well, I'd say all of it, almost. Obviously the lakes is absolutely stunning. That's about a third of the way. I quite enjoyed the section towards the end, which was Glaisdale to Littlebeck. Nice little pretty villages. That was nice. Worst section, Shap to Kirby Stephen. It's a bit boring, but to be honest, it's a nice recovery day because you would have had a few days going through the lakes, bit of terrain, and Shap to Kirby Stephen is relatively flat. The worst section is definitely once you leave Richmond, you go underneath the A1, and you've got an 18-mile section to Ingleby Arncliffe. A lot of road walking, dead flat, 18 miles that is. Yeah, that's definitely the worst section, but it's only 10% of the whole walk, so just power through it, get it done. Stop off at Danby Whisk halfway. And I think that is everything covered. If not, comment down below. I'll see you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers guys. Just 2 things left to do now. Dip my feet in the sea and cast my pebble.